UFC 294 takes place on October 21st, and in the main event, it's a rematch between Islam Makhachev and Charles Olivera for the lightweight title. It was here in Abu Dhabi that Islam became champion, submitting Charles a year back, and now things have come full circle and Oliveira gets his much awaited rematch. Both guys have fought once since they last time fought. Islam fought Alexander Volkanovski in Australia. It was a great fight between two pound for pound best fighters on the planet. Islam Makhachev handed Volkanovski his first loss in the UFC, but it was a closely contested fight, and the UFC would definitely want to put it back on in some point of time in the future. Charles Oliviera fought Beneil Dariush in his comeback fight and looked spectacular. He finished Dariush in a round and a half and showed why he was head and shoulders above the other contenders in the division. A rematch with Islam was on, but there were reports that Charles wasn't ready to fight in October, but those doubts were cleared once the fight got announced. The question, however, remains that what can Charles Oliveira do differently in the rematch to get a victory over Islam Makhachev? His jiu-jitsu would not hold up against Makhachev's wrestling. Islam's heavy on top and he has submissions of his own. The best chance for Charles is to keep the fight standing and go for the knockout. He should be a little more patient and not rush in like he did in the first fight. Islam doesn't take risks and Charles has to lure him in to make his own openings. It's easier said than done, as Volkanovski found out. That fight with Volk would only make Islam better, and it's hard to bet against him in Abu Dhabi. Another fight that got announced was Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev on the same card. Both fighters were scheduled to fight other opponents, but those fights got scrapped in favor of this one. There is genuine bad blood between the two of them, and finally, we would see them settle it in the octagon. However, there are a few more hurdles that both fighters have to cross before they finally trade blows in the octagon. The most important thing is making weight. Khamzat Chimaev in his last fight missed weight by 8 pounds. As a result, the UFC had to reschedule his fight in the above weight class. Paulo Costa isn't a stranger to missing weights himself. He missed weight in his fight against Marvin Vettori, which he also happened to lose. The second thing is inactivity. Costa has fought in August 2022 against Luke Rockhold. He won the fight but didn't look particularly good. He has fought 3 times in the last 3 years. It would be over a year out of the ring when he faces Chimaev. Khamzat has also not been active either. He last fought in September 2022 against Kevin Holland. So he would be out of the ring for a year too when he steps into the octagon. So both fighters are bound to be rusty. But once the fight week comes, things are going to get haywire. Costa is one of the few guys who have spoken a lot of smack to Chimaev both in person and online. So when they finally square off, it would be difficult to contain them. The fight would probably be at middleweight. Whether it's 3 rounds or 5, it's yet to be announced. Whatever may be the case, it won't go the full distance. Given the way both of them fight, it would be highly unlikely not to see a finish. It's a great test for Khamzat as well. If he wants to win a belt in the future, he has to make a statement. And Paulo Costa is no pushover. He is a tank himself, and it would be difficult for Chimaev to take him down and hold him there. On the feet, Costa is a dangerous and vicious striker himself. The fans are in for a treat. Let's just hope we get this most anticipated fight. Let me know in the comment section what you feel. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel.